Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. My name's Dominic. This is Sean, and today we are previewing the Manchester United and Sheffield United game. But before, lots has happened today. It's crazy how much has happened today. It wouldn't be right for me not to speak about it, to talk about it, and to understand the madness that has happened today. Guys, in this video, we're going to talk about Liverpool. We have just a little dab, you know what I mean? Just a little dab into Liverpool again. Talking about Lampard, he's gone. It's a tough gig, man. Ollie's obviously there chilling with cigars. You got Greenwood doing, hi guys, hi haters, see you later. You got Donny there. People are still like, oh, do we need Donny, blah, blah. Look, we're going to talk about Donny. Lingard going to West Ham, apparently. Okay. And obviously, we're going to talk about the Sheffield United game because I always say it, the most important game, guys, is the next game. So get in the comments, like and subscribe if you're new because we are going for it, baby. Let's go! Yes, welcome to United Sauce and Wingers again. It's the Monday Night Sauce Show. Happens every single Monday where we talk about the most topical things of Manchester United. Obviously, we've got games left, right, and centre. So we're talking about Sheffield United, but that'll be near at the end because, well, not the end, second half, because there's so much to talk about first. Sean, it is crazy. I just want to say hello to everyone. I don't know what happened in the video yesterday. We couldn't, the comments on YouTube wouldn't allow to go up for some reason, but whatever. We roll and they seem to be working now, so it's all good. Sean, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm still on a high after yesterday. So
Mate.
It's just buzzing.
Mate, you know what, right? I just you know what's really annoying? There's so much that's happened today that I feel like the whole wind, everybody should forgot about it. Do you know what I mean? It's like this is huge. There's so much that's happened in the news that it's like everybody's talking about Lampard getting sacked. Do you know what I mean? Wait a minute, we just beat Liverpool, mate. You know what I mean? One of the best teams in the world. Like, and we got to talk about Lampard getting sacked. I'm like, all right, whatever.
It's been popping off. It's been popping off in the chats today. All this Lampard talk, and it's just like, you know what? I don't feel like happy when anyone loses their job because obviously it's not a nice place to be in. But at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? It's like I feel all these Chelsea fanboys in the British press in general who are basically up Lampard's, you know what, for the last however many months.
Oh, they love him.
Last season, talking about, he had a better season than Ollie.
Could do no wrong.
And the other.
Could do no wrong.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, you know what? I feel as though he's been a hype job. He's been overrated, and it's almost. Like I said, I'm not happy, but it's almost like, you know what? The right thing has been done because he's done nothing to justify being in that job, and the amount of stick and criticism that was coming Ollie's direction last season, and he finished above him.
I know.
And if you look in the nominations for Manager of the Year, Lampard was in there, and I was just like, how? Where's Solskjaer in all of this? And for me, it's just a little bit like, I don't know, it's a little bit of a bit of a sweetness to what's happened today. But at the end of the day, he has got a family, and he has got a family to feed. He's trying to make a living, so it's nothing personal against him. But at the end of the day, I feel like, man, that's the nature of the beast. It's a results-driven business.
Oh, big time.
And when you spend that kind of money that he did, the pressure's always going to be on.
You know what, right? There was this weird thing where everybody was just like, oh, give him time. When he had obviously they had a transfer embargo, right? Let's just get straight into Lampard. This is the most topical bit because this does affect our season. If you don't think it does, you don't know about football. Lampard was there and there was a transfer embargo and they saw what he did without buying players, right? They were like, okay, we know this whole thing, this whole myth. Well, if he's done it without signing players, imagine if he gets the players. Everybody always thinks that. They're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be mental. When he had that transfer embargo, it kind of gave him a shield and gave him protection to think, okay, well, look, I'm doing the best I can. But when you go and get Havertz, Werner, Thiago, ZX, you've got Chilwell, mate, it's freaking FIFA manager mode. You got all the cheat buttons and you just got unlimited money. The guy's got pressure, and you could tell, Sean, every time I was watching him after the games, it's like he didn't have the answers. He didn't have the answers, mate.
He didn't have them. He looked weak. He looked demoralized. He looked clueless. He didn't know what to do. He's not improved any of the players.
Yeah.
The signings he bought haven't worked. The signings that he made were absolutely, in my opinion, poor players. And it's just like everything's come home to roost. He made a rod for his own back. And literally, like you said, last season, he just got a free pass because they sold Hazard, their best player's gone, and they got a transfer embargo. They can't replace him. So it's just like he got away with murder, absolute murder.
You know what, right? Carl Lewis brings up a good point. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Carl, Clish, Buggy, yes. Kepa, I wanted Lampard to stay a bit more. I just hope let's see if manager's worse. Well, mate, we know it's Tuchel. It's Thomas Tuchel. Fabrizio's confirmed it. That guy knows how to handle big name players. He knows how to handle big name players. He's going to link back up with Thiago as well. The guy, every manager wants to play in the Premier League. I'll tell you why. And it's not because, oh, yes, the Premier League is very fast and, oh, yeah, all the best players. No, that's where the money is. He's going to get a paycheck and he's going to walk into a team that have all the players there, but they need to know how to gel. I'll tell you right now, Werner will start firing with Tuchel. I've said it now. How far are we into this video? 6 minutes. Tuchel will make Werner start firing goals. I've said it. Clip it. Do what you want. I know this. I can feel it and it hurts, but it's going to happen, right? With Lampard gone, how long before Arteta gets a sack and Ollie's last man standing? I've seen Arsenal's next 5 fixtures. Oh, let's have a look, Sean. Who's Arsenal got in the next 5 fixtures? All right, they've got Arsenal. I've got Southampton. That's a tough game. A very, very tough game. You don't know what team's going to turn up. Wait, we got Arsenal soon.
Yeah, we got Arsenal the game after next.
Jeez, that's a tough game. And then Wolves they've got. And then Aston Villa, you know what, Barkley and Grealish, you know what's happening. Then you got Leeds, that can go anyway. Then they got Benfica, then Man City, then Benfica, then Leicester City. Yeah, that's a tough. But you know the thing about Arsenal, every time they say, oh yeah, they got loads of hard games, somehow they get out of it. They got out this last run that was supposed to be awful, but they get out of it. But anyway, forget about Arsenal. They're trying to get into those Europa League spaces and obviously finish in the top 10. So we'll let them do what they got to do. But for me, right, it's a situation where Lampard was given so much money and resources and he didn't have the answer, Sean. You looked at him, he looked a bit clueless. He couldn't figure out why Werner couldn't score a penalty. He just, something wasn't right. It just wasn't right, was it?
No, he had, he got the job too soon. He got a job offer. He couldn't turn the job down. But at the same time, he really wasn't ready for it. People say, yeah, oh, well, what has Ollie got or what has Ollie done? Lampard's literally been a manager for 2 years, you know, just about 2 years. People forget, although Ollie hasn't managed at the top level before,
yeah, that's true.
He's been a manager for near enough a decade, right? From coaching the Man United reserves under Alex Ferguson and then going away. He's won titles at Mulder. He won them their first title, and I think it was like 100 years. And people underrate that achievement and say, oh, it's just the Norwegian league. But no, that Norwegian league has always been dominated by a few teams, Rosenborg and a couple of others. Mulder hadn't won the league for 100 years. He won it twice, right? And he went back there and he turned the club around. So he had an experience of body behind him. Lampard's gone straight into Chelsea off the back of a season at Derby.
Yeah,
he didn't even do that great.
He didn't even do that great.
They didn't even do that great. Right, they didn't win anything. It's not.
It was a passionate signing, wasn't it, Sean? It was about passion.
I don't know why they gave him the job. Personally, I was surprised at the time, and I couldn't think of a reason. Abramovich as well, because you know Abramovich, right? He always goes to the top managers, big name, big CV.
Yeah, and he
with a winning track record, and he's gone for Lampard, and he's probably like, he might have been drunk one night on his yacht somewhere with the boys. I don't know what he was doing. It's like, we give it to Frank. But do you know what? Apparently, they've got a really good personal relationship.
Yeah, Roman said it, yeah.
If you saw today, he actually released a statement, which he never does. So I guess it was probably something to do with that. But yeah, I'm not really bothered about Tuchel coming in. I don't think he's going to do much better than Frank. I feel like he's got a big job on his hands. He's got a bunch of mishmash players.
I have to just he will definitely do better than Frank, mate.
Dom,
Sean, you're forgetting about the bounce, mate. You're forgetting about the manager bounce.
I'm not forgetting about the manager bounce.
So what are you talking about? There's no way that Frank Lampard, that Tuchel won't do better than Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard's got sacked and won nothing, mate. What are you talking about?
What I said he's not going to do much better.
What does that mean?
Improve slightly. So he's not going to do much better. So
He's
he's not going to.
100%. Lampard has done rubbish. He will do much better by literally winning games and playing better football.
Nah, man, they're not going to. Do you think they're going to finish in the top 2?
What, this season?
Yeah.
No, I'm not, mate. This season's been absolutely tarnished.
No, forget this. I'm saying, where are they going to finish the season? Top 2,
mate,
top
this
3?
season's a write-off. You can't. I'm not talking
It's
about.
not a write-off. There's half a
Tuchel.
season to play. How
Mate,
can you say it's a write-off?
It's
This
because
time
look what
last year,
Lampard's done to
we were
him.
in this time last year, we were in 8th place, Dom.
Mate,
And where did we finish?
mate, you know what,
So
right?
You can't write off a season in January.
Fine. I'll tell you right now. This is why I think that Tuchel is going to do more than much better. You said you don't think he'll do much better.
Before you go into that, right? Remember when Ollie came in, his first 18 games, what did he do?
Mate, it's not interactive, man. You tell me what he did.
No, what did he do?
Mate, this is not a question and answer, mate. I'm not in school, mate. You tell me what he did.
Right. You tell what he did. He went on the unbeaten run. 18 games unbeaten, right? 14 wins in a row. Yeah. PSG happened, right?
And you don't think Tuchel could do that?
It can be done, but I don't know. I don't see that happening one little bit with Tuchel. I think all he's going to do, he's going to get Werner. He's going to get Werner playing. He's going to get the German lads playing because they speak the same language. He's going to tap into that bargain, talking and all of that. But it's going to be a whole bag of hot air. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a whole bag of hot air.
Guys, can you remember Sean saying this, that Tuchel's not going to do much better than Lampard, mate? It is perfectly placed for Tuchel to succeed. And I'm going to tell you why he can succeed in 2 seconds. So I'll say loads to some people here because they're more important than you. Carl, Lampard got, done that one. Eero Wilson, nice to thank you for coming, bro. United had better players. Frank could not bring anybody in, so he had a better season than Ollie. Played.
People weren't saying that last season.
Yeah.
About our players. People weren't saying about our players last season. It's easy to say that now. We're top of the league.
Yeah, whatever. I think Arsenal tired of sacking managers. Well, mate, Arteta, he's on. I don't care what they say. I know they're bringing in this. What's that kid called from Real Madrid on loan? What's his name? Odegaard or whatever it is. Sounds like
Odegaard,
a Viking.
Yeah, Odegaard.
Sounds like a picking Viking, isn't it? He's whatever.
He's just nothing worth talking about.
Just a name, mate. Chelsea board are normally ruthless as managers, 100%. Ronan, evening, my brother. I hope you're all good, man.
Big up.
For me, this is why Tuchel is going to do just more than much. You said, he's not going to do much better than Lampard. 100% he is. And I'll tell you why. He's got a team of players that just need to gel. All right. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to put some Lampard right now. Okay. If you're looking at Lampard, he's been given so many players who haven't played in the Premier League before. Maybe they don't know where they're living. Their families are all acclimating. It's hard to get in. I know that the elite players don't have to acclimate. They just straight away get in and they're banging, right? But some players do need time. I hate this time thing, but they do, Sean, right? Okay. These players will have more time of gelling in, right? They'll have the new manager bounce. They would have literally want to play for their spot because when a new manager comes in, you feel like, and you know it's true, when a new manager comes in, you're like, I've got a time just to reset. I can prove myself again. The manager hasn't got biases. Let me get in this first team. These players were not playing for the manager anymore because they weren't playing with that speed, that tenacity, that even Ziyech was playing underneath his ability, right? As soon as Tuchel comes in, not only is it manager bounce, but he knows how to handle good players. He's got more experience than Lampard. I can't believe you're comparing those two. That's why he will do just.
That's why you think he can do
much better.
Huh? All right. No, Dom, you make a lot of valid points, bro. I'm not going to disagree with you. It's nice to hear that from you for a change.
Yeah, for a change, mate. All this, mate. I'm the sense in this show, mate. You're just like the freaking. You're the yin to my yang, mate. Guys, thank you for tuning in. If you just joined us, I'm Dominic. This is Sean. This is the Monday Night Soul Show. Every Monday at 7 p.m. we talk about the topical stuff. Look, we've talked about Liverpool. I might just throw in Liverpool here and there just to remind people what happened yesterday. Was it yesterday, Sean? It was yesterday, right?
Yeah, I think.
Oh my gosh, it feels so weird. Yeah. My mind is out of it. Like honestly, guys, it was such a big win yesterday. We're going in the right direction. Keep going, guys. Stick together. Us fans, we have to stick together. You need me, I need you, because these situations are when all these haters are going to come and say, "Oh, you got lucky. Oh, it's just because we haven't got centre backs. Oh no, forget that rubbish."
Man, Dom, what kind of excuse have you been hearing today? I've been hearing all sorts from from the Scousers, mate.
Oh, mate.
All
Oh,
sorts.
they're saying, oh, yeah, Thiago's just come back. Oh, he needs some time to develop. Oh, Trent's just going through a dry patch. Oh, Henderson wasn't available. Oh, no, Alisson's still trying to do the tick-a-tacker. I don't care, mate. You got to play and win games. Liverpool, I honestly say this right now, I think the team that's going to win the league, potentially, if it's not us, it'll be Man City. Man City have the DNA. They've done it before. They've got that muscle memory in football where they know how to win and get results. So Liverpool, for me, are not a threat this season, and we just need to keep doing and picking up points, man. Picking up points.
100%. I've heard Liverpool fans talking about, oh, we got no centre backs. Oh, I heard this one today as well.
God,
it wasn't a free kick.
Oh, get off!
You were lucky to get a free kick. I'm just like, on what game of football are you allowed to come through the back of players? In what game of football? It's never been there. Yes, Cavani was clever. Yes, he used the experience, but Fabinho was rash in that position. You just got to hold him off. You can't try and win the ball. You can't win the ball. So
I like this Ira. Yeah, I like
what's he saying?
Ira. I
Big
love
up Ira.
That, Frank needed a Cavani to dive and win more free kicks like United did yesterday.
Here we go. Isn't that what I'm just talking about?
Man United. Oh my gosh. You know what, right? I love this. Lucky Man United. You know what, right? I love talking about this, Sean, right? Obviously, Lampard, see you later, Chelsea, whatever. They're not in my mindset whatsoever. Like, they're not. I think more about Leicester than Chelsea and Arsenal and all those like sort of bottom relegation teams. But you know what I want to talk about, right? I want to talk about our guy, Donny, because I don't think Donny will play against Sheffield United. And we are going to show you our team lineups for the Sheffield United game and how we need to win. I'll be honest with you, we don't need to spend that much time on the Sheffield United preview. And I'll tell you why. It's because it's Sheffield United. But honestly, we're Manchester United, right?
No, Dom, you can't be disrespecting.
Listen to me, Sean. We're going to talk about Sheffield United, and I'm going to tell you why I'm acting like this. Because, Sean, normally I'll be like you. I'll be like, the team can show up. We can't take them too lightly. I'm not saying that we should take any team too lightly, but what I'm saying to you is based on
against Fulham.
Yeah, no.
What happened against Fulham?
Did we beat Fulham?
It was.
Did we beat Fulham?
But Dom, was it a walkover like you predicted?
Did we beat Fulham?
Was it a walkover?
Oh my gosh, you can't answer questions, mate. If you did a test right now, you would fail. Did we beat Fulham?
Dom, do you know what?
Oh, you are
if you can't answer my questions, I'm not going to answer yours.
No, answer mine first.
You told me it was a Q&A. If you go back and answer my question 10 minutes ago.
Oh my gosh. No, I'll answer for you because obviously you're having some trouble. It's probably be a long day for you, man. We beat Fulham. And I never said that it'll be easy. I said to you, Sean, that we play rubbish and probably be a hard game. We'll go down, but then we'll come back because we've got that sort of mentality right now. I said that to you. I'm not saying that Sheffield United's going to be easy. They got McGoldrick, they got Sharp. These people know how to play, and they're a little bit finding their form again. But what I'm saying is why I'm disregarding them as a football team right now is because we can beat teams going down. We can beat teams that are hard to beat. We're doing things that we weren't doing before. That's why I don't care. That's why we don't need to spend no time. I don't care about Sheffield United. I don't care about Fulham. We can beat these teams. I'm talking about the Europa League. I'm talking about the FA Cup. I'm talking about getting our DNA back and looking at a whole bench and a whole team and knowing that, wait a minute, Manchester United, we might be coming back. That's all I care about, man.
All right, brother.
I want to talk about Donny, right? Some people talk about Donny. Oh, one sec. Ronan, what's going on? How do you feel about some United YouTubers who seem determined to hold on to doubt and pessimism rather than embracing the positive move? That's a great question, man.
Great question, brother. Right? Great question, Ronan.
That's a very good question. Oh, Ronan, man, I love you, man.
He just put a nice little.
I know that. It's nice. It's nice, isn't it? You know what? I'll answer this and you can answer it as well, Sean. For me, right? They can speak about whatever they want to speak about. When you're doing a YouTube, right, you speak about how you feel. And sometimes people might say, oh, yeah, they put it on, or some people put it on. But after you're doing show after show after show, and it's so long and so tiring, and so you can't really put it on. It's when you're really angry at someone, right? So you're angry at your girlfriend because she didn't make you a cup of tea and you really want one, right? And you're like, you know what, I'm not talking to you. It is so hard to keep up that anger. You know what I mean? It's so hard to stay angry. You're like, wait a minute, I should be angry at you. I forgot about it. With me, with YouTube and stuff, usually when they're saying stuff, it's because that's how they feel. And everybody's got an opinion. But where I draw the line is if you're being negative and drawing hate to someone, I don't like that. But if you're being actually negative in a constructive way and you just still like, yeah, no, I'm happy with winning, but I think X, Y, Z, fine. But it's got to have a basis of intellectual thoughts and stats and understanding. For me, right, we know for a fact that we're not there yet. We're not to finish the article. But what I do, I say, look, I understand we're not to finish the article, but I can see the positives where we're going, and I'd rather live my life in a positive way. Some people go the other way. Do you know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. I don't know about you, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of it out there. I feel like there are people that just have an agenda, and they use their channel and their platform to drive that agenda, negative or positive. But a lot of it is negative because it drives clicks and it creates attention, and then they get stuck in that vicious circle, and they have to fulfill their own prophecy because they just put themselves in that corner. And I feel like there are channels out there that do that. It doesn't help them. It doesn't help the fan base. I feel like myself and Dominic, at the end of the day, we try and give our honest opinions, how we feel. People aren't going to agree all the time. They're not going to disagree, but that's not a problem. That's beautiful. But we are just, in general, I think we're just positive people in general, and always try to see the best in the situation. When we're going in, and when we're going in on players, it's only because we care and we want to see them do better. That's our negative. That's our way of having the constructive criticism. It's not going in, becoming personal, becoming toxic, and attacking people. You're never going to see that from me, and you're never going to see that from Dom.
Well said, man. Honestly, well said. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, people have their own personalities. And for me, and how I've been brought up, is just to see the positives and just to try. It's so much easier to smile and be happy with someone, right? And talk about Manchester United than being negative and saying, oh, it's rubbish. I don't care if we're still winning. But no, just be positive, man. Life's too short. Do you know what I mean? Kliss, what if you do any more in games against the top six? Yes, Kliss. I love Kliss.
Oh,
Kliss.
boy. Oh,
Kliss,
boy.
Right? Honestly, I said it to my tweet earlier, Sean. People were talking about Donny, and I said, look, I'm going to get my flicking tweet up right now. Because what's the point in trying to re-say it when I said it how I want to say it, right? I said, Donny, Dale. What did I say about Donny? I can't flick find the tweet now. Here we go. Yeah, so people were talking about Donny. It should be, I think, what's his name? Rob or Cobb, I think it's saying about Donny. How should we use him? And I said to him, look, with Donny, you've got two different players, like Donny and Bruno. Donny essentially enables our team to play football. He's silky and he's an enabler. He might not play like a 60-yard ball or an eye-of-the-needle pass, but he plays for the collective. So playing him first half to keep the possession was a masterstroke by Ollie, because he knew that Liverpool liked to keep possession. So we played a possession-based player. And then in the second half, when Liverpool were like, oh, gosh, we're a bit tired now. We're still playing rubbish centre-backs, this Reece Williams guy. Let's bring on Bruno when there's more space. It was a perfect play. And Donny is going to be so much more important than people realise, because he is a player that we have not got in our team. Sean, what do you think about Donny?
Yeah, I'm almost getting tired of this Donny van der Beek conversation, bro. He's a squad player. He's a rotation player for now. What's the big deal? We've got buckets of them. McTominay's rotated. Fred's rotated. Matic is rotated. Why does Donny van der Beek have to be a special case? I don't get it.
You know what? No, sure. You know what it is, right? It's not a special case. I think this is where some fans, right, you might go down the M25 or down a lake, but other fans are going down a nice garden path, right? Because it's not a special case of Donny van der Beek. We spent 40 million on him, right? This is not...
We spent the same on Matic. No one's talking about
Matic.
One
sec. Matic is how old is Matic? Is he 32, 33? Do you know what I mean? Matic has gone a journey. I'm talking about Van der Beek, where his journey is beginning, right? We bought him for 40 million. Any player we buy for that sort of amount of money, we need to be using them and utilising them in the right way, right? We know that Donny van der Beek has class. Tell me one player in our team that plays like Donny van der Beek.
No one. That's the whole point.
Right? We'll leave it there.
It's a squad.
We'll leave it there. Yeah, that's fine. But I'm telling you why you say, oh, why is it be talking about him in a special case? People are talking about him because we've played games when we could have utilised Donny van der Beek in a top 6 game where he plays the best. Do you see what I'm saying? We've played teams.
Dom?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell
because
you
we
why.
haven't seen him in those games for you to be able to say that.
This is what I'm saying, and that's why he's become free Donny special case. Because I can tell you right now, Sean, hand on my heart, if we play Donny against the big six, okay, when we know that they play possession-based football and we don't, and it's backs against the wall, we're like, oh my gosh, please don't score. Donny van de Beek, you saw what he did against Liverpool. He nullified Liverpool with his simple play, his collective football. In the first half, Liverpool. What do you mean? What do you mean?
He didn't
I tell you right now, Sean.
The team nullified Liverpool. He
Yes,
didn't on his
he's
own.
a team player. He enables the team to nullify players because
no, he doesn't enable the team. The team enables the team. One player, he
the
doesn't.
team enables the team. What are you talking
team
about?
enables the team.
Donny
Van de Beek.
the team?
No, Dom. The team enables the team by playing as a unit. That's what I'm saying.
No.
The team performance yesterday was not enabled by that one player.
Did I say it was enabled by one player?
You're saying that Donny is the enabler. That's what you said.
I didn't. I said he's an enabler. I didn't say he's the. Why are you putting words in my mouth?
And yesterday he enabled the team to play. That's what you said.
Yes, because he's an enabler. He's not the enabler. This ain't the film saying I'm gonna enable you. He's an enabler. He allows players to play and move and pass. Right. Let me give you an example. Right. We're on the right ring, whatever. Okay. There's about 5 players. The ball got put into him. First of all, people wouldn't play that ball to anybody because normally they'll be like, no, there's too many players. I'm not going to play it. But they played it into Donny because they know he can get out of that situation. Some people will take 5 touches. Some people just hold it up like Pogba does and wait for a ball. He did 1 pass and we were able to play away, right? That's his skill. And when I say he's an enabler, he enables people to play because he gives them time on the ball. Because his movement is so good and his passing so good and his IQ, that word you don't like, is so good. He enables people to play. So it's not because people think he's a special case, because we haven't seen him enough when we could have used him in the games that we either drew or lost. And this is the difference. This is the difference.
So what are you saying?
We could used him.
So what are you saying? Drop Van der Beek for every game. Sorry, drop Bruno and play Van der Beek against all the top 6. Is that what you're saying?
You know what? No, I'm not saying that because we have to see what the rest of the team lineup is.
So what are you saying? Because where can he play? There's only 3 positions.
No.
And he can't play.
He could have been considered for some of those top 6 games because we can't just say that because. And
I'm saying, Dom, Ollie considered him and made a decision to leave him on the bench.
Yes, and for those games that we drew, the game could have been different if we played him.
That's what you're saying. And you think he would have made a difference?
100%.
To a positive difference. Where? Instead of who? Give me an example.
So, for example, we play a top 6 game, right? And we play Bruno.
No, and which team? Which game specifically this season?
I can't go back into it.
Well, we can't have a conversation.
No, mate, we can have a conversation because we've seen. No, we can't, mate. Most of our chat is general, mate. I'm not going to give you flicking hour by minute by. Come on.
No, but you've mentioned these games against the top 6. Donny should have played and made a difference.
No.
Game against the top 6.
He should have played. I said it will be good to see him play in one of these top 6 when we've drawn against the bigger teams. We've drawn a lot of games against the bigger teams. We have.
So and I'm saying it makes no difference. Donny wouldn't have been a difference. That's what I'm saying.
We're doing hypotheticals here. We're doing hypotheticals here because I feel like we would get the ball better. You telling me when Donny's on playing on the pitch, we don't keep the ball better?
In certain instances, potentially, but not all the time. No, I don't agree.
All the time, but we're more likely to keep the ball better because he's the best. Look, if we play Bruno, we know we're losing the ball more. Right? Fact. If we play Scott McTominay, we're losing the ball more. Fact. Because they're not possession-based players. That's what it is.
But are you saying that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm saying if we're playing teams that hold the ball and have 70% possession against us, it's better to have players who can keep the ball when we get it and not just kick it out. Fred is not a player I want to play when we're playing a possession-based football team.
Nah, I think there's times to use Donny, and I think there's times not to use Donny. And I think there's time to use Fred. I think there's time not to use Fred. I personally think that Ollie has used him at the right times. I don't think he needed to be used more. I think he's been used at the right times. He's just come into the club. Let him settle. Let him. No, it's not that I don't rate Donny. It's not that I don't rate Donny. So Sean doesn't rate Donny. He levels him below everyone. And that's not true. I was so happy when we bought him. I think he's a quality football player. Technically, his movement off the ball is fantastic. However, right now, there isn't room for him to get in the team.
Yeah, I
It's just
agree with that. I agree with that,
that's
Sean.
just it. So I feel
I
like the
agree.
fan base just need to accept it and wait for him to get his chance.
No,
He might
yeah,
never get his chance,
the
but they
fan
can't
base.
every minute. Yeah,
I think the fan
that's all
base
they need to
are
do.
accepting it, Sean, much more than the beginning because people we
Yeah,
weren't playing amazing football when he signed. When he
yeah,
signed, we weren't winning games comfortably and everything. And people were like, why don't we actually try and use our £40 million player who's come from the Ajax system, who plays good football, and give him a
mm,
chance? That's why it became a free Donny, free Donny. But now we're winning games. I said to you, Sean, I don't care if
mm.
Donny's on the bench because we're winning games. His
That's
time will
right.
come, and we've got him for
Yeah,
a long-term contract. Just like
that's
James
right.
Prescott says, Donny will get time. We've still got another 30 games potentially.
That's right. And
100%.
Dom, you know when we got the Europa League games coming
Yep.
in, if
Yep.
we're still in the FA Cup in the Premier League, we're gonna need him. So
Of
he's
course
just
we
got to
are.
be patient. Everyone's got to be patient. He'll come in. Like I'm not putting pressure on him because he didn't set the world alight yesterday. I don't expect him to. He did a decent
I
game,
don't
and that's
expect
what
him
he's
to
supposed
either.
to do. Do
Yeah,
you know what
I
I'm
even
saying?
said
So
when
for
he came
me,
on, don't people, I tweeted it, I said, people don't heap pressure on Donny. Don't think he's
yeah,
going to do this flicking 60-yard ball, do a flicking, I don't know, like a flicking somersault and then do a back post header and just laugh away. He's not that player. For me,
yeah,
he's a tactical player where we need him for certain games in certain
yeah,
positions. But when you've got Pogba playing how he is, when you've got Bruno, again, Sean, I honestly think if Bruno started that game yesterday, they would have been up about 3-1. I honestly think because with Donny, we're more
interesting,
compact. We lose it up
interesting.
front, we lose it going forward
Yeah,
in the team we play. But when we're playing against Liverpool in that first
yeah,
half, we didn't go down so much because Donny van de Beek doesn't give the ball away as much.
yeah,
Bruno, that's why Bruno, I think, in the second half, he came on. Liverpool were a bit tired. They were still trying to put their wing backs forward. And Bruno
yeah.
went, I've got so much space in this midfield. Normally, I've got no space and I lose the ball when I bring it out. And that's
Yeah.
why we won. And that's
And
why I think
do you know what I hear exactly what you're saying, and I agree with that. And I liken it to the fact that we're even having this conversation. Let me again put on a positive spin on it. I actually think it's a great thing that we're having this conversation
yeah.
because it means our squad is strong. Our
Yes.
squad has depth. And
Yes.
it's back to the Man United of old where we've got top international football players that can't start. If you look at Liverpool, look at their midfield. And I was having a chat with someone earlier about it today in the midfield because they were like, their midfield's been decimated by the fact that they've lost their two centre backs. So not only are they weak at centre back, but they've had to put their two best midfielders back in defence, which means they're losing something in midfield. But on the flip side of that, I was like, well, okay. So if you're saying Henderson and Fabinho have to start in the midfield, it's a similar conversation because then you've got Wijnaldum, Thiago, who are also top midfielder players. Wijnaldum's about to sign for Barcelona. Thiago's just come from Bayern and Barcelona.
Yeah.
So who do you play? 4 doesn't go into 3. So we've got the same situation at Old Trafford where we've got Bruno, Matic, Fred, Donny, and McTominay all bring different things to the table. It's about how do you fit them in.
That's it. And in this Man United Herbert, I love this. Donny played RM and LM for Ajax. He did the job Fred does with De Jong at the base. It's true. Donny needs to chill for now. What's more important, two partners, Pogba and that double pivot. Yes, 100%. You know what, right? Thank you so much, guys. Man United Herbert for joining. I really appreciate it, man.
Smash a like.
Take 2 seconds to just like the video. Lovely. That really helps all this YouTube stuff. That stuff in it. I don't know. It really helps all that stuff where people can look for the video and subscribe for your new guys. It really helps. I completely agree with those comments. We're in a situation where I'm going to be honest now and tell you something which I see on Twitter and I'm like, shall I reply? Well, I can't bother to get into conversation. I've got a life. I don't know if I'm going to reply back to the Twitter comments, so I'll just leave it. But I'm going to be serious with you. I don't want to play Donny as a CDM or a CM. I don't want to play him there. And I've seen loads of people go, oh, but you can play everywhere. You can play next to Pogba in the double pivot or next to Matic. Donny, for me, he is not in that double pivot for me. And he should never be there. And I know how he can play there because he's smart in terms of football and he's good ball retention. But for me, Donny should never be in that double pivot. He should never be there.
Nah, it's not his game. I totally agree. For me, his most effective in the final third of the pitch, making those late runs into box, sharp movement, clever touches in around the box. He's such an intelligent player. Don't get me wrong. He could do a job in that double pivot in certain games. But for me, his strengths are not defensive. His strengths are offensive. Releasing that pass like he did for Rashford in the build-up to Greenwood's goal, with that beautiful spray out wide, getting in the end of things, and his finishing when he gets a chance. Donny van der Beek, he's a sniper. He's ice cold in front of goal. It's just Bruno is just undroppable. So it's going to make it so hard for him to get in, and he's only able to get in when Bruno's really rested, or if Ollie's playing him out in different positions. But at the end of the day, if Pogba leaves next season, he's going to get a lot more game time.
You know what? The thing about it, I think Ollie knows that Van der Beek is not good, or he's not useful, or will not get the best out of him in that CDM position or CM position. He knows he's not good enough in that double pivot.
That's why he's
not
playing.
Good enough, but he knows that's not his real natural position. If you're making a darting, overlapping run from CDM or CM, you're leaving holes. You're leaving spaces, and someone's going to have to drop back and then not do their role. That's why I don't think. And then the problem is, if you're not playing him double pivot, and you've got all our front four who just pick themselves, he's got no place. He's got no place.
That's the story. That is a story.
That's the story. So that is what it is. Look, I want to talk about. Obviously, we talked about Lampard. We talked about Donny. Okay, did you see the comment of Greenwood? Because I've called this show "Hi Haters and Doubters." What was it? Hi Haters. Remember that?
I hope you enjoyed that.
Hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, Greenwood, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's young. Like when you put in, maybe you got more 5 years on you. You ain't writing that. You just think it, but you won't write it. But you went on Instagram and said, "Hi haters and doubters. I hope you enjoyed that." I freaking loved it. I enjoyed it.
Tom, I was wondering where you got that quote from. You know, because I was like, "That's the thumbnail," and I saw that celebration when he did it yesterday. I was just like, Mason, what's going on, bro? But now, man, I love that because Mason's a cocky little. He's a cocky little.
He is. Shit. You see that video when he was like, "Who's the daddy?" And I was like,
"Nah." But I've seen a few interviews with him, and yeah, he is just the guy brims with self-confidence, which is why it was so shocking.
It was
to see him in the last few months, where you see his confidence has dropped a little bit, because that guy's self-belief for the amount of goals he scored over his career is unreal. So I was really happy for him yesterday, and I loved that response. I just got to do it again.
You know what, right? Greenwood, right?
I've got to do it again.
You know, when you got players that are just naturally talented, he knew he was going to score at some point. It was just a matter of time. He's not changed the way he's played in these games. He's still doing step overs. He's still trying to find that gap, and teams are still crowding him so he can't shoot. Like, you saw what flicking Robertson did to him, right? Was that Robertson?
Did you see that? I watched the highlights, bro. My man was in his face, red face,
you went
flying out and all sorts, bro. I was like, easy.
Robertson tried to put him off by scaring him, like, yeah, never. But he couldn't do it. Right?
Mason's just like, nope. Bang.
No.
Technique.
Honestly,
you see that finish, Dom? I've got to say, that finish, all right, is an unbelievably difficult finish. To bring that ball down after 60 yards, after it's just come over on his chest, perfect touch. On it, we know he's both footed, but his right foot is if any of his side is going to be his weaker side, that's his weaker side. Yeah. And to hit that ball, Alisson was in the right position. He cut down the angle. There was only literally about that much room,
and he still did it.
Hit. The ball hit literally the inside of the post, bro.
So do you think he's back?
There was no margin for error.
Do you think he's back, or just we got to wait for a bit?
No, I think that goal will be a big boost for him. He needed that. I think he got to start him again, right? You'll see my team later on, but there's a reason he's got to start again, and I think we should hopefully see him start to pick up some goals now, man.
Mate, I'm really hoping. I have got so much love for the way Greenwood plays, the way he's a striker. I still don't know where his position is, because when he gets in those right and lefts and he does those step overs, the angles are perfect for him. I don't know. I've always said that Greenwood should be up front. That's where
you don't want him out there. Yeah.
But then, at the same time, you know what? Greenwood, just play where you want and score a goal, mate. I can't bother anymore.
Dom, he's that good, right? When you're both footed like that and you're intelligent, like he's got for his age. I'm not going to use that word, the acronym that you like, but his intelligence. His intelligence in his movement and his touches. He looks after the ball. Like, he takes care of possession, and he doesn't overcomplicate his game. I want to see a little bit more variation from him, because when he's facing up those players, he's still doing his step overs. Yeah, and it's like you need. It's a little bit predictable. He's either going to go left or right. So I don't know if you saw in the first half when Robertson just defended against him. If that's literally all you've got to do, and you're going to push him wide, so we need to see him mix it up a little bit, bring a little bit more variation into his play. But in terms of his position, he could play right, he could play left. He's at the start of his career. If you remember, a lot of strikers with that kind of profile have started off as wingers. If you look at the likes of Omri, he started off on the left-hand side and moved inside.
Are you comparing him to Henry?
What's that? I'm comparing him as a young player who's breaking free, who's eventually going to end up as a striker.
Okay.
So I feel he can start off his position on the wings to develop his game, learn his craft, and then as he gets a bit more accomplished, picks up from tricks from Edinson. Because I feel like he can learn a lot. Well, they all can. Martial, Rashford, and him can all learn a lot from his movement. Do you know what? His movement. There's little
ghost back header when he came. He kind of went like this. Came back round. Oh, mate. You know what?
He gets more cute. It's the cuteness. That's what he needs to learn. He's got to learn the cuteness of his movements, and then I think he'll be able to play up front when he gets a bit more, fills out and gets his man strength, because he's still a boy.
Big time. Guys, we're going to show you our team lineups in a second, because obviously we got a Sheffield United game. I'm not going to spend too long on it, because we can beat teams like this now. It will be tough. We might go 1-0 down. We might go 2-0 down. But I have no doubt we'll win this game, and because of what we've shown in previous games. So we'll show you our team lineups. We'll show you the statistics of the other team, obviously the ones to look out for. But just before we do that, we said 2 minutes on this one. Lingard is apparently going to West Ham, bro. How do you feel about that?
Ooh. Is there a bid, or is it just a rumor?
It's a loan.
A loan. Okay. Do you know what? Get it done. Get it done. He's not playing for us, is he? There's no room for him in the squad. People are talking about Donny can't even get in the pitch. So right now, look, Lingard is way down the pecking order. He's 28 now. He's not a young player anymore, right? Finally, people accept that. He needs to play games. And he's not going to get them at United. Let him rebuild his career. You never know. He might go to West Ham. He might bring back Messi Lingard times. We bring him back and he can force his way back into the squad. I doubt it. But he's a local lad. He's been a good servant to the club. Come from our academy, and I'll be happy for him to just get some football, and just enjoy himself. Because as a football player, I've been there. Like, you're not happy when you're not playing. He's had a lot of problems in his personal life, so he's probably been struggling with that and struggling with his football. The lad just wants to play football, Dom.
He does, man.
Get him some minutes and just let him go out there and express himself. So,
mate,
yeah, I'll be happy to see that.
On about 2 years ago, maybe, I was on a shoot at work, and Jesse Lingard was there. AJ, Anthony Joshua, Mo Gilligan, and Tiny Temper. And I met Lingard. I got a picture of him. And this was when I got a picture of him when he was in the highlight of his career. I mean, he brought out his J-Lings. He was scoring for fun. He was dancing at the Emirates. It was fantastic, right? And I saw him. I remember one of his things where I want to have a Nando's in my studio. And I was like, you know what? This guy's legit, He's going for the old medium peri-peri. And if people don't know what Nando's is, it's a fantastic grilled chicken shop. So, yeah, he was really, really, really cool. And that's when I saw him generally happy. And the guy said he's got loads of offers abroad, but he wants to play in England. His family's here, his daughter's here, his mum's here. He's a very, very family guy. And you know what? To see him play at West Ham, we can see him closely. Because West Ham they're not doing too bad, actually. And they're playing at a good level. They got Bowen. I don't know if he'll push Bowen out. I don't know who he will push out, in honesty. But I think this is a perfect sort of situation for him. Apparently, West Ham have approached Man United. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't accept it unless they're not paying all the loan fees or they want some sort of nonsense. It's a no-brainer. And Ollie's come out and said Jesse Lingard needs to play football. So I'm hoping that this comes off for him, because I've got nothing against Lingard in terms of his football ability. He's shown what he's got, but he never reached that. This is me. This is my spot. He's not kicking out anyone. Martial, Rashford. No way. No way. I would say Dan James at the moment is higher than Lingard. I don't know how that's worked out, but he's higher than Lingard in the main order. And when that's happening, when Dan James is coming over Lingard, mate, see you later, mate. Let me get a bus to the flicking West Ham. So for me. But anyway, let's get into the flicking teams. Guys, Wednesday, we are playing Sheffield United at Old Trafford, I believe. We know who the key players are, right? McGoldrick has turned into some flicking Ronaldinho. Last time he played us, he was the best player for me on the pitch, the way he was taking people on, creating spaces, pushing people out of the way. He was strong, fast, skillful. I can't believe it. Some guy called McGoldrick was absolutely tearing us up in games, right? We know Sanderberg, he's obviously going to be playing. I think he won't be playing. I think there might be an injury there, but they've still got some strong players. They're probably going to play Ramsdale, Bassam, Egan, Lundstrom, which is obviously he's always been linked somewhere else. Stevens, McGoldrick, and Shark. Look, I know when I'm saying all these names, you're like, who are these players? I get it, but as Sean always says, we have to beat the team in front of us, right? We have to beat the team in front of us. So let's get the teams that we're thinking about playing up, because I'm intrigued to know, guys, what you're thinking we should actually play in terms of your team lineups. Sean, as I get your team lineup up, how have you kind of come to this? What's your thought process when you put your team together?
So, conversely, from your opinion and the way we're approaching these games, I feel as though the team has got themselves into a space where their mentality going into every game, they seem to be right. And they seem to be approaching every game professionally and not taking their foot off the pedal or thinking they're going to walk into, all we have to do is turn up today, guys. That's why, Dom, I'm getting on you. Whenever you take that approach to these small games, I'm like, no, because I don't want that mentality seeping back into our players where they start believing their own hype.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to happen because they got Bruno, they've got Cavani, they've got players in there now who I don't think will let them do that. But that's the danger. As soon as you start believing your own hype, you're done and you're going to lose. Take it game by game. Don't take any game for granted. And we can win this league, because that's what I'm looking at. We can win this league. So I've gone with a team where we need to balance up the run of fixtures that we've got coming up. So a little bit of rotation in the areas where I feel we can afford to rotate. I don't think we can afford to rotate in every position right now. Going into some of these smaller games.
This is not a rotation game, Sean. Without a doubt, it's not a rotation game.
Yeah, but the reason why I say that we need to rotate and we need to keep freshness in the team is because, Dom, we've got Arsenal at the weekend, 4 days later, right? We've just had a massive game against Liverpool. Adrenaline's high. There's always going to be a little bit of a come down. So you've got to freshen it up. So for me, I've brought in Axel. I've brought in Tellez, because Wan-Bissaka had a very tough game at the weekend. A lot of running against Robertson, against Mane, and against that other guy, Curtis Jones. So for me, we want him fresh for the Arsenal game. You saw what happened to Rashford, Dom, when he had a rest, right? We rested him for the game against Fulham, and you saw his performance against Liverpool. He was fresh, he was at it, he was sharp. So we need to give some players a rest and keep them sharp. I've gone with Maguire and Bailly at centre-back. Lindelof's got a bit of a back problem. And I would bring in Bailly to obviously bring in that pace, freshen it up, and keep this solidarity. I've brought in Tellez simply because I think he can come in and he's going to give a 7 out of 10. I wanted to play Luke Shaw, but then again, thinking about the weekend in mind, I'm like, we're going to need him. He's been a lot of running. He's been up and down that pitch like a flipping Duracell bunny, right, in recent games. If we're going to rest him and freshen up the team, it's got to be this game, because I don't see Sheffield United posing a huge amount of threat. I've gone with Pogba to keep up his brilliant form. He's fit. He's a guy that can play multiple games in a week. And now I brought in Matic because I feel like we're going to have most of the possession. And I feel like Matic and Pogba are showing in these games, in that double pivot, they can control the midfield and supply good quality forward passing into the likes of Bruno and our front four. And I feel like Matic is going to give us that solidarity that a Van der Beek is not going to give us, because we need to hold that down. We need to hold that base.
I think
and give us that balance.
I think Matic is also very, very tall. He's tall, exactly. And he's a combative, he's good at, also, don't forget, like, Matic is a possession-based footballer as well. He's not, I wouldn't say as possession-based as Van der Beek, but 100% I would class him as a possession-based footballer. So he knows how to keep the ball and shield it. Sometimes he gets caught in it, just like Pogba, because he likes to hold on to it a little bit and dribble. But he's very good in that position. So for me as well, not just cutting you through, but I completely agree with Sean on this team, apart from Rashford, because I think Rashford was touch and go. Yesterday, Ollie said that he needs to go for a scan and stuff. I don't think we need to rush him, because Rashford always turns up against Arsenal. in terms of like what big games. He turned.
So what I would say on that is I put him in there on the assumption that he's fit to play, and if he's fit to play, you play him, right? You saw the momentum that he had against Liverpool. You've got to play him. You've got to go with the guy who's in form. Martial's not in form right now. Martial, he's come on. He's just off form. As simple as that. We can't afford to give him this game to try and play him into form.
You think Martial's not playing well then?
Martial's off form. I didn't say he's not playing well. I don't think he's playing great, to be honest with you. I'll say in terms of where his normal level is, I'd say he's playing at about a 5.5, 6 right now in terms of his true potential. So for me, I want him on the bench. I want him watching. I want him getting hungry to know that when he gets his minutes, because he's going to get minutes and he's going to get his chance again, he's going to be ready, fresh and firing. Bruno obviously picks himself. Mason, like I was saying to you, it's about momentum.
He's firing at the moment.
Form. Yep. Get him, take advantage of that. He's on fire. Keep him going. And again, Cavani right now, the main man up front, give him a chance. He's going to score goals. His movement, he's clinical. And there's no reason to take him out the side. So for me, that would be my team. And I'd have Donny, Martial,
everyone.
Fred, and all the rest of the guys waiting in the wings.
Buggy Vibe said here, Cavani, Martial, Bruno, Van de Beek. So Van de Beek on the right, or I guess the right.
Playing VDB on the wing.
Yeah, Pogba, Fred, and then Telles, Maguire, Bay, or AW Axel. Yeah, you know what? Right, I'm in a situation where, Ollie, I never know what he's going to go with, because I feel like Telles is going to get a start because he needs a game, and he said he came out in the week and said, "Look, I'm glad that Shaw's doing well. We have to push each other." I love that mentality. Really, he's like, I hate this guy. Maguire plays every single game. Like literally, he will play every single game he can. Bay, I remember him saying that he came out and said, "Oh, Bay's fine." It was a bit of, and then he stopped and said, "But yeah, he's fine." So Bay will come in because he's got to prove a point. I don't know if I think he only puts Axel on the right if he really has to. AWB, you can tell he's young and he's going for it. If he does, I'll be surprised, but he can play there. For me, you have to play Greenwood. The guy's firing. He's putting pictures out saying, "Hi, doubters and haters. I'm back." Do you know what I mean? Play the guy. He's back like flicking Axel Foley, like flicking Beverly Hills Cop. He just keeps coming back, right? Bruno, he plays good against the lower teams, 100%. 100%.
Plays against the good all teams.
Yeah,
we already had that myth. We busted that out. He plays good. Don't propel those agendas indirectly,
mate,
man. Come on,
mate. Listen. If we look at the teams, the form, Sheffield United league form, what are we looking at? It's a draw, loss, win, loss. Normally it was just loss. If you look at our Premier League form, we got a win, draw, www draw. So look, we haven't lost in the last 6 games. I don't think it's going to be Sheffield United. It's going to ruin that and end that run. But for me, we're first with 40 points. Sheffield United are 20th with 5 points. It literally, the papers, every single team, Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans, freaking Brighton fans will come at us if we mess this up. We will not mess this up. We're in a situation where Telles will be. I'm going to make a prediction, Sean. Telles is going to whip a ball in Cavani header. I've said it. I honestly think it's going to happen because it has to happen. It's one of the things. If he misses the chance, fine. But Telles loves to whip in balls. If he could whip a ball from next to Haya in our own half into their half, he would. But he knows he's a bit too far out. He loves to whip a ball, and that's why Luke Shaw started whipping balls early now, because he's realised I'm not crossing enough. So I can't wait until we get a right back. And Axel's like, "Oh, I can't really dribble very good. I need to go back to the flicking to the flicking drawing board. I'm not very good at dribbling, guys." Like, because every time I see AWB, he pushes the ball, he's chasing after it to cross. Why are you chasing after the ball? You've got it. Do you know what I mean?
Get off him, man. No, get off him, man.
No, I'm not having a go at him. I just can't wait to see him improve. He's good going back one-on-one. Positionally, he needs some help. But I don't mind seeing Axel there, because Axel can actually, I'm going to say this, Axel can dribble better than AWB. That's not very good to say that, man, for a right back and a centre back. That's not good. He? Mate, I on the eye, Axel dribbles better.
Can he though?
Oh, mate, come on. He dribbles better than him. Mate,
I'd
AWB
say
don't
they're
dribble.
both rubbish at dribbling, to be honest with you.
Well, Axel should be rubbish. He's a centre back, but that's just my point. Like, I think he actually dribbles better than AWB. I'm putting it out there. But yeah,
All
guys,
right, let's see. We'll see tomorrow if he plays.
yeah, we'll see tomorrow. This is my team as well. I completely agree with Sean. The only difference I've put in is Martial. Sean's obviously saying that Martial's not playing very well at the moment. He's not in form. I get that. But when you've got someone who can hold up the ball and can do something out of nowhere, it's the same as Rashford. Rashford has bad games. He doesn't do anything. So why would we not give the same time to Martial? That's how I feel. We've got more than enough quality up front in that front four to do something. So hopefully that's what we need. We know that City are going to keep trying to win their games. They are. But who's gonna really stop City? I don't want to go into their fixtures because I don't care about them. But who's going to stop them? So let's go into the Sheffield United game, feeling confident, playing ball. I want us to have 70% possession. I want between 60 and 70% possession. If we're not doing that, something's wrong. We need to improve it. Someone needs to come in and teach us how to play passing football because we're playing Sheffield United, who are the league on
You're going to set me off again, mate. You're going to set me off again.
Go
Why
on.
did you do this?
What?
Why did you do this?
What? Tell me.
Why, before a ball's even kicked, why are you putting a number on how much of the ball we should have?
Mate, I can put whatever number I want on it, mate. I want us
but why?
as a goal, mate. At work, right? At work, I will put myself a figure. I'll quantify it and I'll say, this is what I want to do. I want to get this figure and aim for this year-on-year growth, whatever. I'm saying that I want to be a team that can, against the lowest team in the table, right? The lowest, I want to have between 60 or 70% possession. Why can't I ask that? It's like me. It's like a kid at Christmas. Santa Claus, can I have a present, please, Santa? Of course you can.
Dom. It's unrealistic, bro.
No. And I know it's unrealistic, but I'm aiming for it.
Not only is it unrealistic, it's unnecessary.
Oh my God.
It's unnecessary.
I know it's unnecessary. We just have to win. But this is what I want. Why can't you let me want some development from my team? Joseph, yes, my brother. Mate, you're actually a legend, mate. Thank you for joining us, man. Ronan, hopefully West Brom can take points of City. I doubt it, mate. I really doubt it. But look, Sean, what I'm trying to say to you, as Manchester United, I want us to grow. So I'm setting ourselves targets. We should be able to keep 60% possession overall against Sheffield United. If you don't think
what is, shall I tell you what that is? So my issue that I no, do you know what? I hear what you're saying, right? We need targets. You need aspirations in business, in football, in life. You need those targets. And if that's your aspiration, is to keep 70% of the possession, or you can be happy. All right, let me put it this way: we can, if we have 60 to 70% of the possession and draw the game, are you going to be happy with that 0-0?
No, mate.
Wait,
I'm saying that we
no.
Don't try and move these. No, that's the worst thing you've ever said. I said I want to win the game and I want to aim for 60 to 70% possession. I don't want to lose or draw it.
So what would you rather have if we have 40% possession and win the game 2-3-0?
No, Sean, that's not what I'm saying. You're missing the point, mate. I'm saying to you, we need to win the game, and my aim for the team is to win the game with 60 to 70%. I don't know how else to say it, mate.
So what I'll say is that metric that you're using of possession, for me, it's a wrong metric, and it doesn't. The possession is not a definition of success.
No, I'm not saying that.
That's your aspiration.
Desired for me as a football fan, how I want to see football played.
Correct.
I want to see football played. Yeah. If we've got the ball and we're doing 60 to 70% possession, mate, that means we've got more chance to score. That means we probably winning the game because we've got the ball more than them. If they haven't got the ball, they can't score, Sean. So I'm saying let's win the game and aim for 60 to 70% possession, because that means that's showing that we're dominating the game. We're doing an improvement because we're not really a possession team at the moment because we're just little bits.
We don't need to. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. We don't need to be this possession team. We just need to be an effective.
United, who are 20th, we do.
I do not give a monkeys who it's against.
Oh my God.
We need to be an effective team. We need to be a clinical team.
Yes,
we need to be an assassin team.
But we're not a clinical team.
I'm not. Well, that's what you're saying. We're not a clinical team.
Mate, have you seen the games we played? If you've seen the games we played, then we should have won it. We're not clinical.
I'm not going into that because that's a separate conversation. You're talking about possession. I'm saying I'll be happy with you. I'd rather you say to me, Sean, I want us to see us be clinical and effective. That would be. I'd be
how
like, you know
many
what,
times?
Why don't
Sean,
Dom? Hold on. Let me finish. Why don't you set that? Why don't you set that as a target?
I've said it all the time.
No, wait, Dom. Let me finish. Rather
Sean,
than just now, your headline. No, listen, let me finish because I'm just going off what you said, bro.
Oh
right?
my gosh!
You said we want to win the game and have 60% possession. I'm saying, why don't you come and say we want to be clinical and finish 60-70% of the chances we create? That would be much more of a more effective metric for me.
No, listen to me.
I've
said it so many times. I don't care how we win. It's a crazy season. Take the points and move on, and we'll keep our journey. It might be slow, but we keep the journey going. What I'm trying to say to you is, right, we're playing the bottom team in the league. Okay, of course, it's all about the end result. Win however you want. Be clinical. Be effective. But it'll be nice and it's desirable goal for me that we do 60 or 70%. I don't care if we don't. But I'm saying it'll be lovely to have to dominate a team who have freaking got 5 points. If we're not setting we're setting our bars too low at the moment. I want to win 100%, but I want to win good. I want to win with the ball.
I'll just tell you now. I'd rather win 7-0, right, and have 40% possession. I don't care how much possession we got. For me, it's about effectiveness and being clinical.
Yes, I completely agree with that, Sean. We're agreeing with that. We're agreeing because we both want to win the game. You're saying you don't care if you win, how you win. Yeah, me too. I don't care how you win.
No, I'm saying possession for me. I'm not looking at that as a metric.
Buggy vibes. Honestly, how I'm saying it. Look, I don't care about possession. Meaning, I said this so many times. People don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I don't care.
I'm misunderstanding.
We need the points, right? We need the points. I've said it on so many streams. I've tweeted it. The most important game is the next game. Just get the points. Let's just get the points. I don't care. It's a developmental season. Things are weird. Our team's growing. Let's get a game plan. But what I like to do is set our team some targets and goals. What better team?
Set a different target, man.
Exactly. What better team to set a possession-based target, which I think is improvement long-term, against the worst team in the league? It's desirable for me to see us keep the ball more. Do you know what I mean? No one wants to see improvement as our team. If you look at
some more therapy sessions, Dom. We're going to have some more therapy sessions.
Yeah.
This is going to be a slow burner with you because you're not getting it.
No, mate. I'm getting it, mate. Sean, all the teams, right? We've gone over now, but all the teams, right, that have won the league, right, they've had possession. If you look at it, Man City won the league how many times? Possession. Leicester was an anomaly. I don't know what happened there, but that shows you can win by literally just steamrolling the team. But if you go to Bayern Munich, if you go to PSG, if you go to Juventus,
Barcelona, about Chelsea?
Sorry,
how many games did Chelsea have 70% possession doing?
No. I'm talking about recently
when they were winning it.
Recently, mate. I'm talking about. I'm not going back there. I'm talking about
under
Conte
3 seasons ago.
You're going back too far. I'm talking about recently, mate.
What recent? How?
Yes.
What 3 years ago is not recent?
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about recently, mate. In the last two years or whatever, teams that have won the league have had the most possession. They literally.
So football only started 2 years ago. That's what you're telling me now.
No, mate, but we can go to 20 years ago, mate.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
No, because you look at the most how football's played now. Football changes throughout the years. You can't just say, 10 years ago we were doing this. Do you know what I mean?
I said 3 years ago when Conte won the league with Chelsea.
Mate, so you're telling me,
to me, that's recent in my eyes.
Tell me right now, okay, in general, okay, teams that win the league, do they not have more possession than the other team? Over the course of the season, they have more possession than the other team. Tell me. I can tell you all the people that have won.
I will tell you.
Go on.
More possession is not the discussion here. 60 to 70% possession is a different question. If you're asking me, did they average 60 to 70% possession across the whole season? I would tell you no. And I would even go as far as to say, did they have 60 to 70% possession against the lower teams or the bottom team in the league? I would also tell you no. And I would say, Dom, go and bring up the stats and prove me wrong.
Brother. I will bring, mate. If we have more time to show, I'll tweet you.
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm going to carry on this. I'm going to carry this on.
Yeah, man.
G Mac, thank you so much for joining, man. Yeah, we talked about Leicester. Leicester's an anomaly, mate. But and they look where they now.
Chelsea,
I know they're like
Chelsea's an anomaly too.
But they're trying to actually be a possession-based football team now. Do you know what I mean? Last time they were playing with all these teams, right? And now they're actually trying to be possession-based, right? If you look at every single team that win the league recently, no, let me say it. Every single team that win the league recently in every domestic league, like Dutch league, Spanish league, and so forth, they tend to have the ball more. It's a fact. You need the ball to win games. possession without the ball. What are you going to do? Just defend for 90 minutes? That's why I said in the last game, I don't want this Liverpool game to be backs against the wall. I want us to take it to them, and we took it to them, and we beat them. So look, for me, I want to be clinical. I want to be direct, but it's good to actually dominate a team who's 20th with 5 points. Please let us just dominate Sheffield. I don't want this stupidness.
Ollie, do it for Dom. Do it for Dom, Ollie. Come on, do it for Dom.
Guys, thank you so much for joining. But look, you can call me Gary. You can call Sean flicking Carragher. But yeah, Monday Night Shorts show every single Monday where we talk about stuff.
No, you can't. I'm no Scouser, bro. No Scouser. No, and especially not that scumbag of a Scouser. He's an absolute scumbag.
Oh, you took it. Guys, thank you so much for joining in. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. It really helps. We're just growing a little small community. It's just a bit of fun, and we love talking to you guys and getting your comments. And
guys, we appreciate your support, man.
Yeah,
Thank
big
you so
time.
much. It's a blessing coming on here. We're just talking about football. We're just football nuts, Man United nuts, and we just enjoy coming on, sharing our thoughts and engaging with you guys. So thank you so much. There's no show without you guys.
Yeah, big time. Nice, well said, Sean. We'll be back for the Sheffield United game on Wednesday, where we'll be talking about the win. If we're not, Jesus have mercy. But guys, thank you so much for joining. Like, subscribe if you're new. Have lovely evenings. Enjoy whatever you're doing. And I'm gonna go get some dinner now because I deserve it. Sean, I'll speak to you soon, my brother. Peace out.
See you for the next therapy.
Bye, haters. Bye, doubters. Thank you, Greenwood. Peace.